How's it going, Matt? Honestly, this is the first time we've talked all morning.
This is literally.
I've been here for a while. And
we've saved all the goodness.
We usually kind of like blow it a little bit beforehand, just in case, you know. Just
there was no.
We honestly did not talk.
Conversations going on. How's everybody? Morning, Daryl. How's everybody doing? Again, we are live on Fix TV. If you haven't gone over there, holy shnikes, there is content on Fix TV.
Yeah, we got
rolling in.
We got a lot of
heavy.
stuff coming out, man. People always think we're joking.
Yeah.
Like when we start coming out with these, that was me. No. My bad.
I was like, I already muted everything.
I'm sorry. I was trying.
Yeah, no, like, so there's some. Can we give hints away so people want to go check it out? Or
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, smallmouth crush.
Did you ever do any work on that whole like getting the Easter egg thing done? The Easter egg.
Oh no, we'll address that today.
I think we got to figure that out.
Yeah, we got to address that.
But I got some ideas.
Okay, and
I'm never short on ideas, Matt.
Never ever. Smallmouth Crush is up there. Matt Steffens is up there. We got like 2 or 3 that are just waiting in the wings to get her up there. So
and I think we got the vast majority. Andy, are you here?
Hi.
Andy's here.
What's up, Andy? Well, I think it's important if we're going to talk about the platform for Andy to be involved because he's obviously a huge part behind the scenes and making sure everything's up and running and
Dylan,
all the morning Dylan. All the, all the video platform stuff that has to happen.
Yeah.
Like Andy's a huge part of making sure all that works. So I think people need to know that, right? We could just take the second pillow and go like that.
That's what I'm doing.
Does that look really bad if we just take the second pillow and
falling into this
look
couch.
at that. Hey, does that look bad, Andy? Are you okay with that, producer?
I'm perfectly fine with
it's your
that.
show.
As long as the talent's happy, I'm happy.
There you go. I like that. This is like 1,000 times more comfortable.
Yeah, I know. I was just worried about how the look was, but yeah, now I'm going.
So I'm sure my wife's watching right now. Like, Megan, we need extra pillows. I know I've never said that in the almost 14 years we've been married. But I need more pillows.
Yeah.
We've got pillows a ton, pillows at home. I need some pillows in here, babe.
That bed company that makes like the rise and lowering the bed. Do they make rise and lowering couches?
I don't think so. Maybe somebody knows that. I don't know.
Back to the fix. So we're cranking it out and we're getting hammered and timed on it. It's going really, really well. So if you are not a Fix TV subscriber, now is the time. Plus, it's just going to be some awesome stuff on there. Plus, this show's on there. So what's up?
Right. Well, and I think we're going to end up having to figure out how to do more exclusive stuff. Like even you and I, interviews.
I was actually just talking with Lance about that this morning.
See, we're all, you know what I love about this group the most? Is we went through some guys with technology-wise, but like we're all on the same page now.
Yeah.
Like we're all starting to have the same ideas at almost the same time. Implementation of stuff's getting better. It's fantastic.
So speaking of that, originally we were supposed to, I mentioned on Friday we were having Doug Wagner with the Brad Fuller interview with the MPFL. Man, that was a freaking good one. If anybody hadn't seen that one from last Friday, there's a ton happening for the MPFL this weekend.
It was a big weekend. I was actually on the phone with Brad a couple times.
I was going to say, how often did your conversation?
Not very often. It was definitely not as much, but like we talked on that show, and it was actually pretty cool for us to be on the NPFL Facebook page, right?
Yeah,
that one show.
That was good.
That was kind of cool. But I think that actually, and I know they got some extra followers out of that because I got a couple of friends that watch this, and they were like, "Yeah, I just went and followed that just to see what happens this year."
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool,
welcome,
right?
Brad.
So maybe we got some in reverse.
Yeah, right.
That'd be kind of nice, maybe, but I'd never get that lucky.
Yeah.
Anyway. Just we were talking about those individual cameras, right? And kind of going back and forth about what are our options? What are we going to require anglers to do or not do? I prefer to make them not do anything.
Right.
With all, and then we talked a lot about, like Kyle and I were talking about their new weigh-in show this morning and how we're going to.
That's going to be pretty BA.
I think it's going to be really BA. How we're going to get just the logistics, man. Like for the guys who like Daryl and Dylan who like fish or be around tournaments a lot, they understand all the logistics that go into this. But for somebody who's watching that doesn't understand the logistics of filming a fishing tournament, sounds really easy on the surface. But when you've got guys that need to be at place A at a certain time, but they're 40 miles away on a lake, that's not as easy as it sounds. And you got firsthand knowledge of this when we filmed Wisco in 2020. Where like you're on Big Green or you're on Shauna Lake and we're like, Madison. We'll get to this guy and that guy and we'll get over here. And you try to do that and just finding people's like a needle in the haystack sometimes, even when we have GPS trackers on their boats. It's not as easy as you think. And then it's always windy, right? Like it's always howling. A boat, you can't go as fast as you want to go. And There's just a ton of logistical nightmares trying to film tournaments.
Do you remember how freaking windy it got on that first year Wisco on Shawano Lake?
That's exactly what I was just thinking of.
Yeah.
There's actually a picture on my Instagram or something where you and I are out there and there's 4-footers.
It was intense.
I mean, it wasn't. It's not like it's life or death intense.
No, but
it's definitely like you got to know what you're doing.
Yep.
You have to be able to run around, and then you've got thousands of dollars in camera gear here you're trying to protect.
Yep.
And then, right? So the guy that's running the camera gear, like I give Scott Pieper here a ton of credit. He's running around protecting all this gear all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like the gear or him sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is 100% that way.
And you've been a camera guy numerous times too. And it's like the gear or you at some point,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially like the first year we did it when we were on the bagel system. And then,
Daryl, what are you talking about? The Dude Factor. We need that show.
That's what we keep referring to.
Oh, the name of the
Dude
show?
Factor, yeah.
Like
that's
the
what
post game show?
That's how you you
Wednesday.
say like the Dude Factor.
Oh, is that the behind the paywall show?
Like, there you
I like
go.
that. I
Yeah,
think that
that's a
should be
good
the
idea. There's the
non-TRS
Dude Factor.
affiliated show.
Like,
can I
you
be
could-
non-TRS affiliated? Is that something that we can do?
Can we?
Wear a wig.
Yeah, I don't know.
Barehanded hog hunting. I saw that. Yeah, actually, we got to do some more stuff. Yes,
Did you not take your 5-hour energy this morning?
No, I'm up, man.
Doesn't he look a little off today, Andy? He looks a
Just a
little.
little bit.
No, you said you spent 10 hours in the gym this weekend watching volleyball
yesterday.
So do you have some severe back pain today? Like
I really do, honestly.
I would be crippled.
I really do.
I would be crippled.
I thought, I woke up this morning and I'm like, I feel like I'm getting sick because my body's sore, but I think it's literally just from being in the
bleacher
gym.
putt.
It's for 10 hours.
Do you take chairs in with you? Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but even the chairs get uncomfortable after a while.
So the ones I like the best, I found some that they lay flat. They're perfectly flat that have backpacks. You look like a complete Han carrying them around.
Yeah, but
because they're just stupid looking. But then you accordion them. They got armrests. They actually have heated seats. My wife uses them during football season when I'm coaching and stuff because they got like a heated seat to them. Literally, you plug in a battery pack like a whatever. It's just a USB plug.
Share a link with
They're
those.
super awesome. But the nice part is you can strap them to the bleachers so they don't lean back
you can lean.
like most of them.
Yeah.
Or if there's nobody behind you, you can actually slide them back. And then you know how you can kind of lay between like two sets of bleachers?
Yep.
You can do that same thing with these chairs, but now you're not up against that. You got the padded of the seat and the padding of the backrest
Nice.
in that same lounging position because
That
I
sounds
spent
nice.
the older kids get when you do this, when you have kids in sports, and Matt, Andy, maybe if your kids end up playing sports someday, you'll appreciate the bleacher ass pain. But it's like it goes straight up your back into your neck. It's the worst.
And it's volleyball season now, traveling volleyball. So and my wife is very patient with me. And my daughter kind of burned me. She's on her way home. She's like, well, every time I look at the bleachers, you were never there. I'm like, I'm freaking there. I'm just not in the bleachers.
Well,
I got to go stand or I got to go over here.
Same way.
Or when because in between games, they have to ref.
The girls do?
They have,
Okay.
that's so then I'm like, oh, Christ, I must have moved the car 55 times this weekend because when you first get to a spot, you got to park way in the back. And then as teams leave, open spots, I just go to the car. I'm like, I got to go move the car or do something because it's
Just to walk around a little bit.
Oh, it is.
Well, that's what I usually do. I usually end up standing quite a while. And then with it's lunchtime, they always do the concession things or whatever. And we'll end up, I'll stand while I'm eating lunch because I can't.
You can't only sit.
Well, it just kills me.
And it was in the Dells, so
Kills
we
me.
have damn near 2 hour ride down there.
Yeah, it's brutal. So I spent 7 hours in the gym on Saturday for
dance?
Nolan's Vex tournament.
Oh,
so that
that's starting
robotic
up too?
stuff.
Yeah.
It was the first one of the year. He can't. So I can't get him to realize what he did on Saturday. So there was 30 teams.
Yep.
He's in 6th grade, so he's 12. He finished 17th. His team finished 17th out of 30
Wow.
against high school kids.
No shit.
It was a mixed tournament, so it wasn't all high school kids.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of teams there that had seniors in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, he's all bummed out. I took 17th. He's all bummed out. I'm like, I don't think you comprehend.
Yeah, that you went again.
Now there's two ways to look at this, right? It can either be that you're not comprehending what you accomplished, or the flip side is he's like, but yeah, I'm on that level, so I really don't care.
Right.
And if that's the king, I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just right. That's pretty cool confidence wise. No, I need to be better. I don't care how old the kid is.
That was just a state tournament, though?
That was just a region. That was the first one of the year.
Okay.
So they've been building, him and his 3 buddies. They got the best coach ever. I mean, it's literally, it's the best little team. They're awesome.
Yeah.
All 4 of the boys are super smart little dudes. The coach is almost a genius.
So are all the kids in his group 6th graders?
Yeah, they're all 6th graders. And it's kind of like we kind of built the little super team.
Yeah.
Because the 2 that went to Worlds last year, we got their 2 buddies that are both equally as smart and talented and everything. And they're all competitors, which a lot of this Vex stuff is kids are not the most competitive. It's more about like learning and all, and that's all fine. I have nothing wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with being competitive while you're learning.
Right.
Like if you can
want to learn harder.
Right. But if you could turn it up a notch, why not? That's how the whole world goes around. Like at some point, kids need to realize that the whole world revolves around competitiveness. I don't care in what form or fashion. Yep. We've talked about this a lot, right? Jobs, girls, boys, whatever you're into. Yeah. Like it's all about competition. It's all about competition. Everything's about competition. Now there's friendly. I'm not saying you got to run around. It's not like the hard hitting football games this weekend or whatever. But it's okay to compete and win and want to be the best. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Right.
So 17th out of 30-something teams.
Yeah, 17th. So right, but here's the kicker. They've been building. They could not drive the robot till Wednesday last week because they've been working on stuff. The coach told me the first time they had ran any like the match at all, just to even like try, was Thursday, and then they competed on Saturday.
Wow.
I mean
Where do they hold these? Where was?
Well, this one is in Winnick County actually.
Oh, nice.
It's in the gym.
Yep.
So they bring the fields out, they set them up. Everyone's in the bleachers. There's extremely well run events. I love them because the thought process these kids have to go through.
Yeah.
So like in between from match 1 to match 2, Andy, you'll appreciate this. So they build the robot, and it's kind of like it's all built out of metal. So they got a million different parts. It's kind of like a metal version of like those old what were those toys we had as kids? Yeah, Kinects. But it's like the real. I mean, they got to wire them. They got 8 motors driving this thing.
They have to weld stuff too?
Nope, no welding.
Okay.
It's all kind of bolted together. But there's 8 different motors running all these wheels and stuff, and then they got a brain that they got to program. So in between the first match and the second match, Nolan's literally over there like reprogramming stuff to change the RPMs of this flywheel, and it's just really cool stuff. Like as a 6th grader, that's insanely. It's awesome.
It's crazy.
And then to watch what these like older kids are doing, like that's just a cool program that I don't know how every school is not behind, because you're just setting these kids up for future success across the board 100 times more than what a kid's going to get out of band or chorus or any of these other things.
Does it cost
football
the school
even
a lot to get into it?
No. They're more expensive than some things, but again, the return on what these kids are getting out of this is just astronomical, in my opinion.
Huh.
So
nice.
Anyway, that's what I did all these Saturdays. So
did you? Well, Andy, what'd you do before we continue on?
I did not do much. It was a lazy weekend.
Back-to-back lazy weekend for
Yeah,
Andy.
dude, yeah.
What show did you binge watch this weekend?
Still been trying to get through The Walking Dead.
Okay.
But
how many seasons of that are there?
11 seasons.
How far are you now again?
I'm like halfway through season 6.
So like when you start that's a real commitment.
Oh yeah.
Like if you got commitment issues, you can't watch that show.
No. And there's a lot of fine details too, so you gotta like really kind of pay attention if you care about like catching all the Easter eggs and little details and stuff. But
which you totally do.
Yep. Oh yeah.
See, I have a hard time with that. Like I get real distracted. I'm playing video games, I'm watching shows. I get.
Well, that's part of the struggle though. Like there's plenty of times where I have to be like, oh crap, I got to rewind this or rewatch an episode because the kids will pull me aside or I'll get distracted on my phone or something. But I did build a snowman with my daughter.
Nice.
So I did do that.
It was great snowman snow or snow.
Really good snow for it.
Perfect snow for that.
Nice. Well, it sounds like everybody had a pretty enjoyable weekend. I do have to wish my oldest Ethan a happy birthday. He turned 19 on Saturday. So again, like I texted Brian, I texted Andy on last night. I said, guys, I watched 0 football this weekend, and that's a little bit of a lie. By the time we got home, I did end up watching a little bit of the game last night.
The Dallas game.
Yeah.
This is I love playoff football. I love high school playoff football, college playoff football. Like the college playoff football, I got some issues with because there's just not enough teams in it, in my opinion. But it's just a whole different level. Like guys are hitting harder. Every play matters more. You know what I mean? Because it's loser winner go home. You know, it's like the NCAA tournament. Like those games are just better. Not to say the kids don't or the coaches whatever don't try throughout the regular season, but there's not that cliff you're facing if you lose.
Yeah.
It's just different.
So the big shocker, I guess, for me was the fact that sure watched the Dallas.
I sent Dylan a message after the Dallas game last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
I actually had this entire opening that we could have done for the show today.
What?
I didn't want to make the whole thing about Mike McCarthy being a complete loser. The thing was, okay, so like there were some great games this weekend.
Yeah. The one
right?
that surprised me was the Jacksonville Kansas
Well,
City
but
game.
you saw what happened, though.
Yeah, Mahomes got hurt.
Well, he's high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
So, and it was bad. Like, I thought he was done. When I think the dude's, again, I'm self-proclaimed. Like, I am able to say that the guy is really, really good without liking him.
Yep.
Like, some people don't have that ability to,
Yep.
like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a Packer fan, but I'm not a Rodgers fan because I think he's just a prima donna.
Yep.
I think Mahomes is probably going to go down as maybe the best quarterback ever at the end of his career.
That's a bold statement.
But I just can't. I don't know what it is. If it's just how he carries his shoulder pads, I don't know. It's just something about the guy. Like I can, like again, if I was starting a franchise and he was right there, I wouldn't probably say no,
Right?
Because he's amazing. He's good. I just don't like the guy. Like I'd rather see Trevor Lawrence win. Just I don't know why. I can't really put a finger on it.
So, do you think any of that was like, when Jordan hurt his ankle?
No, I don't.
Come back in. Like, you don't think this was any of that?
Not even a little bit. Like I watched that replay and I'm like, oh my God, that guy's not going to walk.
Okay.
Like it was bad.
I did not see.
No, it was 300-pound guy rolled on the edge of his ankle.
Yep.
Ankle went 90 degrees away from one of those.
Like, lucky you didn't break.
It was bad when it happened. Well, but here's the thing though. I've had kids in the past that have high ankle sprains, and it's 6+ weeks.
Yeah,
typically
100%.
Now everyone's gonna be like, "Well, he played on it." Well, of course he played on it. It was taped as tight as could be, and there was no swelling.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that ankle this morning or yesterday morning, or when did they play? Yeah, no, it'd have been this morning. Because that was yesterday morning they played. This morning, that thing's about 3 sizes bigger than it normally is.
Yeah, but look at the trainers. They have hospitals on the field. So.
I don't disagree with any of that, but at the end of the day, like, there was a lot of the smart people that are like, he's gonna be on crutches on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And now he says he's gonna play, and I think he probably will try.
Of course he will. Yeah.
But I think Cincinnati's just on a different level right now. I mean, when they went into Buffalo in the snow and just mud stomped them for the most part. Like the game was not as close as the score even looked like.
Yep.
Cincinnati's defense is 100 times better than Jacksonville's defense. Joe Burrow he's the dude.
He's got the dude factor.
No, but he's becoming the dude of the dudes. Like I was texting my buddy this week and I'm like, he's like, there's a lot of really, really good young quarterbacks, right? You got Mahomes, you got Allen, you got Burrow, you got I'm gonna blank on some of these kids now. You got the guy out in Herbert, thank you, Jalen Hurts. I mean, you got some like this Purdy kid now from San Francisco. There's a lot of really, really talented young quarterbacks, which drives me crazy why the Packers are playing games with a 39-year-old, but whatever. There's a lot of really talented. That's a whole nother. We could have a whole nother show just on my theories on that. But there's some really talented kids out there that are just slinging the rock and playing really, really high level football.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yep.
They're playing really high level football, but like Burrow's like the dude of the dudes.
Yeah.
Like it's just a confidence level that kid's got. He's just on a different level. And like I love Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen's a riot to watch play.
Yep.
But it's like when it comes down to making the plays, right?
Yeah.
Josh Allen sometimes leaves the ball a little high.
Yep.
Where Burrow's making those plays. They're making that throw when he needs to make that throw. And, like he made a throw late in the game that got called back. Jamar Chase. How it wasn't a touchdown, I don't know. They said he bobbled it when he hit the ground. Like the NFL catch rules are stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because they even said it. If he would have caught that and came down in bounds, it was a catch. But he came down out of bounds, therefore it wasn't a catch. Yeah. He had his feet in.
Yeah,
But if he would have had his feet, if that would have been coming across the middle, and he would have caught that because the ball never hit the ground, it would have been a catch. But since his feet were down and his body came down out of bounds, it's not a catch. Well, come on. I mean, what? That's just dumb. But anyway, regardless, the throw Burrow made on that non-touchdown was freaking insane.
Really?
Stupid. No, it was a stupid good catch by Chase too, but the throw is just dumb. It's just a dumb throw. Like he's at that level where he just believes he can make every throw on the field, doesn't matter where, how, whatever. So I don't know, Andy. There's a YouTube clip out there of the last time Burrow played Kansas City. Burrow's owned Kansas City.
Yeah, they won 3 times.
Yeah,
right?
they've owned them.
Yeah.
It hasn't, like, maybe not score wise, but it's like,
that was last year's Super Bowl.
That was-
right? Dumb.
what do you mean?
Was it Bengals and the Chiefs last year?
Well, in the AFC again, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Who was the Super Bowl then?
It was Bengals versus the Rams.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yep.
They have to be in separate conferences, man.
Yeah, I know.
So see if you can
Anyways.
find that video. There's a video, and it's clipped. Like, I don't know if it's actually those two guys looking at each other, but it was Mahomes and Burrow, and it was after Burrow won again, and you could just tell, like, this rivalry, right? Like, Burrow's just looking over at him like, I own your ass.
Yeah.
And Mahomes was kind of looking at him like, we'll see. It was just really cool. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It might have been a great job editing, and Mahomes might have been looking at his brother, and Burrow was looking at his who knows, right? But it's just the way they edited it, it looked really awesome.
So does that Giants-Philadelphia game, was that a surprise for you? I thought you were saying that maybe, okay. So
No, this isn't a surprise to me personally.
Yeah.
I think the Giants were lucky to get in.
Yep.
Philly owned them 2 games during the regular season. I wasn't really worried about that. Honestly, the team that surprised me the most was Dallas.
that they made it that far?
No, that they played that well yesterday. They kind of surprised me. Now, that's just me. Now, I have a noted dislike for their head coach.
Yeah.
But they played really, really well on the road against what I feel is like a really good team.
Yeah.
It was an absolute slugfest. I'm interested to see, like, this year, the AFC teams have been so much better than the NFC teams all year long.
Yep.
I mean, NFC teams, like the NFC South, everybody has a losing record. The team that won it was 500. Like, Tampa doesn't even get in if they're not in that terrible division.
Right.
I think the AFC has just been on a different level all year, but the NFC appears like they hit harder. Like, so we got these, like, speed fast teams, like, you know, like this, and then we got this black and blue NFC over here that's like that Dallas Frisco game was like hard hitting, like damn, dude, like these guys were playing football.
Well, I was trying to follow along with it, you know, just getting updates on my phone, and I was like, man, this must be a defensive battle. It was like 6-6 for a while.
They were in a 6-6, then it was 9-9.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly where it went because we were talking with my kids and stuff.
Actually, I have the perfect clip. Andy, fire up the clip of the catch. And I think
the one where he went out of bounds.
No, the Kittle's catch.
Oh, that was awesome.
That's where the game changed right here. Can you play that for us, please? Does
this have the view of his face?
I don't remember. Just run her through here, please, Andy.
Purdy, a lot of room now. Odin up over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Kittle!
So there's a shot of that catch.
It does
jump ahead here a little bit from the end zone camera, where you can see his eyes as big as they can be.
No, this isn't it.
Right there. Like, go back. See, I don't know if you can see it with the glare on the screen, but his eyes never right here. His eyes never watch this.
No, they never come off
He
the ball.
never blinked. He was just like, that's awesome.
It's a hell of a catch.
And I don't know how you don't like George Kittle.
Oh,
because he's a character,
he's a
but
riot.
he's a gamer though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, he's out there having a good time playing. He's a lot like he reminds me a lot of Favre. He's just out there having fun.
Right, he's got the dude factor.
Big kid making big plays. It's just awesome.
Did you see where after McCaffrey scored, he fair caught the spike? Yeah, he brought it down, fair caught it.
Like, they're having fun, right? But this was the hardest hitting game yesterday by far of the weekend, by far.
Yeah.
I mean, just a slugfest. Now, they're going into Philly, and Philly's really good.
Yep.
Like, Philly's offense is stupid good.
Yep.
Because Hurts is playing at a huge level, and they're basically running a college offense.
Yeah.
A lot of read options and all this stuff, and they're good. I mean, they're really good.
So next week it should be pretty good football.
2 games next weekend are going to be fantastic. I think Cincinnati's going to beat KC because I don't think Mahomes is going to be able to move. Then what I was going to say before is with that high ankle sprain, I think he will play because he's a tough dude.
Yeah.
And the team needs him to win.
Yep.
They know that. Everybody knows that, right?
Yep.
Like, every team's won. I mean, Frisco's an anomaly having 3 quarterbacks that are that good.
Yeah.
That doesn't normally happen, but I think that Cincinnati's defense is on a whole nother level from Jacksonville's, and if they know that Mahomes isn't mobile, they're coming hard. I mean, they came after Allen yesterday, and Allen's a monster.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't know Josh Allen, he's 6'6", 240. He's like a linebacker back there playing quarterback, and he runs a lot. He likes to run. And Cincinnati had so many disguised blitzes, and they were just coming from everywhere.
Really?
Oh, man. They were like, if you like watching, like, again, I like watching the chess match of football. They were bringing fake pressure from this side and sneaking blitzes from the backside. And
really?
I mean, even to the point where they were like, it looked like they were influencing the blitz this way, but they were actually bringing this guy through the line. Like, it was awesome.
I'll have to go back. The NFL Network will probably
it was such a good, like, Cincinnati played so well.
Yeah.
I just think if Mahomes isn't mobile, and he won't be, I mean, they could shoot him up and whatever. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff they can do that you and I wouldn't do.
Right.
Maybe he plays through that. Maybe he can run a little bit, but he's one tackle away from not being able to run.
Who's their backup?
Henne, I think. Chad Henne or something like that. And he actually went on a really nice drive for him when he came in.
Okay.
But that's very typical when the backup comes in. They can get a drive or whatever because the defensive coordinator hasn't had time to adjust to that guy.
Yep.
So I would assume Cincinnati is going to spend a lot of time making sure that they're ready for probably both.
Whoever they see.
Just in case. And again, if you've got a younger, what's the one thing you do on a young quarterback? If you're running a defense, what's the one thing you do?
Bring pressure on
You
them.
bring pressure on them, right?
Yeah.
Well, if they're bringing pressure already because Mahomes isn't mobile, what do you think they're going to do to the backup?
Oh, they're really going to
They're just going to bring it hard, right?
Yep.
Like, they're going to bring a ton. So I think that's going to be a fun game to watch. And then I think that Philly-Niners game is just going to be like a bloodbath.
It should be a shootout the way those teams play.
Could be awesome. Well, that's what they were saying about Dallas and Frisco. Is going to be this high scoring whatever, and it turned into just a defensive knock 'em out deal.
So
And then Mike McCarthy at the end of that game, what the F was he doing? Did you see that?
what is it? Oh, good point. I was going to skip over that.
This is how I was going to start the game because I had two interviews that I found. And I was going to play last year's Mike McCarthy. This is why I can't stand Mike McCarthy. The guy's got, actually, if you look at his stats, this thing's got to get fixed, Andy. It comes out really easy. Anyway, and I know I just got cool playing with the mic, but that's not going to happen, so we got to fix this stinking cord. Okay, so this is why I can't stand Mike McCarthy. His post-game interviews are like vomit-worthy. Every one of them is vomit-worthy. I found his press conference from last year when they lost to the Niners, and I was watching it. And I was like, well, that doesn't seem like. And then I found this year's literally the same shit.
Really?
Just terrible. But his win, like from a coaching record standpoint and all that stuff, he's not a bad coach.
Right.
But he just seems to find ways to suck when he shouldn't suck.
Yeah. So what do you think he was trying to set up?
So this is no, but let's go back like a whole series.
Is he their offensive coordinator too?
I'm sure he is. So let's go back. End of the game. They're down by whatever. I don't remember even what they were down. It was 4th and 10 on like their 35 or 40 yard line.
They were a touchdown down.
I think it was a touchdown. It was 4th and 10. He punts with 3 minutes to go.
Yep.
What? You're not even guaranteed to get the ball back. What are you punting for?
Right.
Like, you got to go for that.
Territory.
So post-game press conference, the first question the guys ask him is, why didn't you go for that on that 4th down? And his response was, well, what was the down and distance? And you could hear the guy in the background. He's like, well, 4th and 10. He goes, eh. And the guy goes, well, what's your response? He goes, that was my response. What? That was your response? That was your response.
Yeah.
Well, and then they do get the ball back, and they hit a guy on a crossing route, doesn't get his feet in bounds. It's just terrible football.
Yeah, that's
just bad football. That's just bad at all levels, right? Doesn't get his feet down. And then they come out there with this, like, Zeke playing center, linemen spread out everywhere. I'm like, this is the dumbest looking thing ever. Okay, fine. They're going to try to run some fancy hook and ladder because they're on their own 30-yard line and they got to score.
Yep.
Last play of the game. Okay, I get that. Zeke gets destroyed, which was hilarious.
Can you find this, Andy?
Oh, yeah, it's out there. It's all over the place.
Yeah, I saw
Zeke
it
gets destroyed, which was like just fitting because Zeke isn't what everybody thinks Zeke should be.
No.
He's an overpaid nothing in my opinion.
He reminds me of Reggie Williams, right? Is that the guy that went to Miami? Did a lot of
the Heisman winner?
Yeah.
Reggie Bush?
No, Reggie Williams. Williams that went to, was it Miami? Did a lot of drugs, got out of the league early.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't.
Yeah, they did a football life on him.
Anyway. But so they got Zeke playing center, which means he's ineligible. He can't help at all in this play until the lateral situation starts. He just gets destroyed, which is just so fitting. It was poetic.
Yep.
It was just poetic. And then they throw a 8-yard hitch to the guy who instantly gets tackled because he ran past these blockers. I'm like, actually, Jim Rome, Ricky Williams.
Yeah,
thank you,
Dylan.
Dylan is on the spot all the time.
Ricky Williams. Yeah, that's
so.
who
Then
Zeke
this
reminds
is.
me of.
I said this is what I sent to Dylan. No, I didn't send that one to Dylan last night. There was a quote from Jim Rome.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh yeah, you want to play it quick? But there was a quote I found from Jim Rome, who has that. He's a talk show guy.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? Look at Zeke just get flat. So if they were gonna run a pitch route or something, the dude didn't even move. He's just standing there.
Yeah.
It's just the most unorganized. Why don't you just not outcoach yourself?
Right.
Line up 4 wide, throw the bomb down the field as far as you can, see what happens.
Yep.
Now, I granted, I know he can't make that throw and he can't, trying to get guys downfield, but he didn't even attempt to try to throw it downfield.
So the concept here is...
Here's my concept. These are both linemen.
Yep.
They're going to set a screen, right? You're going to try to get this guy to come underneath or try to hit him on a pitch going the other way because they got all these blockers, whatever. But if you watch him snap the ball, I just you got to watch it.
This gets destroyed.
These guys don't even move.
Yeah.
This guy's 5 yards in front of his blockers. This has got no chance whatsoever. What is going on? And these guys can't go downfield because it's a pass.
Right.
That's why these guys aren't downfield because it's a pass. Well, then why is this guy's what?
Right.
It's just so. This was Jim Rome's quote. He goes, most McCarthy thing ever. He goes, most McCarthy thing ever. Best 45-second drill I've ever seen. I'm sure Zeke appreciated that play call.
Right. And dude, can you imagine that?
Got destroyed.
He's probably like, oh.
But I would like to see. I would like to see on paper. I'm sure on paper it worked. Maybe.
Everything worked. Dude, what's Brian saying? Everything's a touchdown on paper.
Everything's
right?
a touchdown on paper. Maybe, I don't know, but come on, man. This is where football coaches get paid way too much money to sit and overthink stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Again, that's like when we talked about Kansas City last week. It's like who came to a coach and said like, "Hey, we got this crazy idea.
We're gonna run around in a circle.
Work." Right.
But even that one I kind of get because you're trying to create confusion with the defense. When it's the last play of the game,
vomit.
Right, but when it's the last play of the game, that was a 2-point conversion, I believe. Maybe it was a touchdown. That was a touchdown with the whole merry-go-round thing. But I get the concept there, right? All you're trying to do is get a defender to miss his assignment.
Yep.
I get that. With this situation, completely different because they have to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
So the defense has got 11 guys on the field, right?
Yeah.
They're going to put 9 of them on the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Come at us, please. Right. They're not going to fall for some some rinky-dinky crap.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, I don't know. That was crazy.
I mean, and I can understand the idea of throwing it short and then starting the lateral game.
Yes, that's worked in the past.
I get that, but you didn't have that set up.
Or whatever the hell they call that one. Yeah.
But you didn't have that set up. They would have been better off throwing a screen to this guy, letting this other guy on the backside streak down the field, throw it back to Prescott and just let him chuck it deep.
Yeah, just chuck it. Huck it, chuck it.
Maybe you get lucky. I don't know, but that is just stupid.
So,
I'm done.
just like...
Nobody tunes into the show to listen to me bitch about Mike McCarthy.
I know, but Mike McCarthy
But if you do go back and listen to these press conferences, are just the worst.
You have to post them on your socials.
Just the worst.
Post them to your socials.
So painful to listen to.
So bad.
I get people are disappointed you lose. I get that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Win, lose. The guy always sounds monotone. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Painful, hard-hitting is exactly what this next thing that I have, Andy. Can you bring up the slap?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been seeing this?
I've seen it. I've watched it. I don't understand in a world where people are afraid that football is going to fail because of concussions, that this can survive.
This shit is...
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is this the one that is actually...
dudes are getting knocked the F out.
So... All right, this was from what I understand, this physical fight right here, this one right here in particular, the guy won by taking this huge blow. Guess how much he won?
$1 million.
$5,000.
$5,000?
$5,000. And his face imploded.
There's a video out there of people getting knocked the F out.
Yes.
With the slap stuff.
So I did not share the one that you shared with me, but here, how long is this actual video that I sent?
23 minutes. That's a little
No,
long.
we don't want that one. Is there another one? I sent you 2 links to this.
This is the first link.
Okay. I thought that was a video. Yeah.
It's a video. It's just a really long video.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Just go on YouTube. Go YouTube like slap fight knockouts.
Like this one in particular, like
so it's
$5,000.
Yeah, but it's known that getting hit on the side of your temple is like the worst.
Yeah.
Right. Again, in a world where concussions is a major thing now, how is this going to survive? Because like MMA and stuff is brutal.
In America, bro.
Well, right, but MMA is brutal. But the concussion, they've proven the concussions aren't whatever.
Yeah,
like these guys are getting knocked the F out.
It is
like just out cold.
It is.
Now maybe I don't know. Maybe this isn't any worse than the MMA knockouts. I guess. I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a thing, and I think it's coming to like TBS or some.
Dana White's got it now.
Yeah.
It's called Slap.
Yes. Unfreaking believable.
Yeah, that guy just like
Doesn't
laughing.
even phase him. Boom! Go to sleep right now. Go to bed.
Look at the arms on that dude.
Oh, see, he hit him up high in the ear though.
Is that legal?
Like that's right. That's a boom. See, like backhand. Oh my freaking Lord!
I just don't know why anybody would sign up for this.
So fun to watch.
Look up the slap. It's called Slap. Look up that one.
I think that was a link I sent.
This is all before Dayton because he's gonna try to make millions.
Oh hell yeah, he is smart guy.
I don't know. I don't know. What do people?
This is Slap Fight.
What do people think about? Obviously it's getting views, right? Like Dana White wouldn't be investing money in it, right? Has to be.
Is there? Can you roll up a little bit on this page?
I just don't. I don't personally. I'm like, it's not something I'm gonna pay to watch.
I don't know. I'd watch.
I don't pay to watch MMA either.
Well, you watch NASCAR to watch accidents, don't you?
No, I don't watch NASCAR. I had a phase, but I don't watch NASCAR anymore.
I don't know. Just
like you'd sit home and watch this.
I would watch it for a minute or two.
Would you?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's interesting. I'm not a huge UFC fighter guy, but I watch a little bit of it. You know, there's some better matches out there. Oh, there's a couple fingers up. Look at this. Is this the one? This is the championship bout. Go to like the end of this clip here. This guy's face just gets destroyed. And he stood there and took it. Anyways, look at this. Boom! And this guy's hand is as big as this dude's head.
Right. I mean, I don't care if these guys want to do it.
Yeah,
right? Like,
look at his face.
They're signing up for it. Like, what's the stuff in his ears for? So his brain doesn't come out.
So you don't blow out your ear.
Yeah.
Is that what it's for? Because?
Yeah. Ooh. You hit not in the ear hard enough, it's gonna blow out your ear, and you'll start bleeding from your ear, and it sucks.
Really?
It's like it's like percussion,
So what is that? What is
that? I just won.
What is that gauze? What is that gauze? What does that gauze in his ear do though? On the opposite side, like hold it in.
Fucking this is
because just so I'm guessing, so you don't get that big rush of pressure pushed into your ear, so it blocks all that air from just.
Like I don't know, man. Like I like my brain. I mean, maybe some people disagree with my opinions. Great, but yikes!
Yep.
Like right.
This is where we're going with stuff, man. This is awesome. Is this gonna bring back some of America? Like, yeah, baby. Can you imagine some of these big ass dudes fucking slap? Sorry, I just got out of control.
What are they gonna do when some guy decides he's a girl and wants to do this? Because there's girls doing this too.
Women's matches, yeah.
Well, right? But are they gonna allow that?
Oh, dang, dude.
Right? No, but seriously, not trying to start a political thing, but are they gonna allow it?
A woman?
Well, no, but if I wake up tomorrow and I'm a girl, woman, whatever, female, can I go slap the crap out of one of them? Is that going to be allowed?
I don't know. What about like if a local bar around here held one of these? Would you go watch it? I would.
Maybe. I would not do it, I guess.
Right.
I mean, I don't think I would like block off
think
the
about
night. I'm like,
think about the underground slap world, like where it all started.
Well, it obviously started there.
Rule
But
number
I mean,
one.
I would
Never
definitely not like purposely block off the day on my calendar. But if I had nothing going on and it was like, you would?
Yeah.
You would like write that in your calendar, like
this would be
March 13th, Molly. We're going to the slap fights.
We're going to the slap fights.
I could see Molly getting into that too, though.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's something new. It's something crazy. It's like, and the big question is, why the heck would you do this? And especially for like $5,000.
Yeah, for $5,000.
$5,000. Like
well,
that's like what you would pay each other in the backyard. Like, all right, man, $5,000 if you can hold on.
They're going to spend more than that on the repairs of their face.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, I think they're all doing it, obviously, hoping it gets huge and whatever. That's kind of the deal. But
it's like right there, it's like Rocky Adrian.
Well, Nate says just check out bare knuckle boxing. Like again, why would anybody want to do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever.
So
You know, I do know they have the women's slap fights.
yeah, they
Some
do.
of those
100%.
chicks scare me.
Yeah, you shared the one with me.
Some of them would scare me.
Yeah.
Like what? Ouch.
Yep.
But I'm saying, what if one of these guys decides that he's going to go there
To the woman.
to the women's side? 'Cause
He's going to identify as a woman. And
that's the thing. It can happen. It's happened in other sports.
yeah, I guess. I don't
Now
know.
you're going to just
You-
boom.
Yeah,
Just because? I don't know.
Yeah, that's so you
That's
go,
where that line is, right?
you go from one slap fest. Now you obviously know who Shannon Sharp is.
Yeah. Okay.
Did
So
you hear about this?
I saw random pictures of it on
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff this weekend, but I didn't really
You're
care
lucky.
enough.
I got the clip.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
I honestly, can you set this up at all or what?
So okay, so again,
All I
like
saw
a
was,
while
like,
like
him
you, I
coming
was
off-
hearing about it,
Yeah.
and then I watched this clip like 4 or 5 times this morning. And I did some research, so it sounded like
An awesome looking arena, by the
yeah,
way.
it is. So it sounded like so. I'm thinking that LeBron and Shannon are like they're boys, right?
Right, you would think.
So this game went down, and it was getting really interesting towar's the end of the
And
game.
Shannon's a big dude.
He's a huge dude.
He's big. Like
My
in that
question
picture
is-
I've seen from this, he's jacked.
This kind of leads like I wanted to say like Sterling Sharp, the best of the two Sharps brothers.
Well, Shannon would agree with you.
I know, and it's such a
Did
shame
you hear his
that
Hall of Fame speech?
Yeah. He
Shannon's?
said- yeah.
Shannon's Hall of Fame speech was all about how his brother's better than him and he should get in the Hall of Fame. That was
100%.
Shannon's.
Yep.
That was Shannon
He
Sharp's
said
Hall of
they
Fame
we
speech.
should have been the first two brothers in the Hall of Fame together.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Shannon obviously had that neck injury
Yeah.
thing. So
No, Sterling did.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Well, my dad and I always talk about this. Like the best commercials, like again, we like commercials here. The best one was, do you remember the one where Sterling's sitting in there and he's like, I catch. He's all he's doing. And it's like a bunch of broken clips of him saying this. And then he goes, man, does this sound like a broken record to you? And then they cut back to me. He's like, because I did break records.
Oh, really?
Oh my
I don't
God.
remember that one at all.
Because that was when, what's that crazy guy that was in Speed? Like the crazy bomber guy was like breaking into locker rooms and sniffing their shoes and stuff like Dennis Hopper or something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, I don't remember that
Oh,
either.
dude, those are some of the best Nike commercials
Really?
ever. He's like, this is Bruce Smith's shoe, the one he wore during, and he's like sniffing it and stuff. Dennis Hopper pulls it off.
All right.
Okay, so anyway, this happened, and like they started jaw jacking.
Who's they?
Shannon Sharp and a player did.
Okay.
So like the player, I didn't see like exactly what happened, but they started jaw jacking, and then the whole
Probably
erupts.
giving Shannon no respect for something. Or
Yeah,
who knows.
and then John Morant, who I'm a huge John Morant fan. Like
Okay.
I think the guy's just
Does he
lighting the
play
NBA.
basketball?
Yeah, yeah, he's
Oh,
lighting the NBA on fire right now. Like I don't think he can be stopped. His dad
Like Giannis good?
was a guard.
Okay.
As a guard, he's two different positions.
Yeah. Okay.
But so play it through. So like, I thought this was Usher at first. You'll see when John Morant's dad T gets into this. I'm like, what is Usher doing here? Let's go ahead and play it.
And hi again, everyone, with Mark Jackson, Mike Breen on hand. We'll check in with Malika in just a moment. Never a dull moment
Yeah, put
in the
that up full
NBA, because
screen,
after the
actually.
buzzer
It's pretty
sounded, there
insane.
was a little bit of an incident here
Boom.
courtside at the Crypto.com arena. Dylan Brooks was having words with Shannon Sharp, and Hall of Famer and broadcast.
In his cardigan. Steven Adams is a freaking
Oh, and that dude's
beast.
a giant
And
guy.
you see Steven Adams comes over to protect his guy along with the supporting cast, and then Shannon Sharp
the guy with the
still
glasses?
talking, and T. Morant, John Morant's dad, comes over. Had an opportunity to talk to T. Morant, and he said, my blood pressure didn't go up a bit. Nothing but love and respect for Shannon Sharp. It's a bunch of guys talking a bunch of trash.
Like, what's the point?
Just silly. I mean, for it to get like that here at an NBA game. Apologize
Right.
for a little technical difficulties. So,
Like, what's the point? Like, Shannon Sharp's like, she's on, Undisputed and
Yeah.
whatever. And like, what's the point?
Well-
Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, and then after the game, I think that player that was walking off just called him like he's no better than like what was it like just like a podcaster or something like that.
Oh, really? Like
yeah,
us?
you just talk trash.
I mean, I'll take that.
But did you see the guy with the glasses? I'm like, that's Usher, baby. It's Usher. I was like, what's Usher fighting up with these dudes with?
Right, like, that's
Those
just
Team
stupid.
Morant's. Best part about that, Steven Adams is a freaking animal.
That guy's huge.
Yeah, when he picks up the basketball, it looks like he's holding like a volleyball.
Really.
Oh my god!
He played. I don't remember that name from college. Where did he come from?
I don't know. I think he's from over across the pond type stuff, like
a lot of
maybe
good players over
Australian.
there.
Yeah, but that was. I thought
If you're
that
into
was
that basketball game.
I thought that was pretty interesting. But do you see like when Shannon's like calling the dude over there, he still looks like he could play football.
Oh yeah, Shannon looks jacked.
He was huge then. He's bigger now.
I just don't like. At what point, you see these guys all the time, like even in games, these late hits and personal fouls and whatever.
Yeah.
Is it just they don't care? They get sucked up into the moment.
Well,
Like what? Like why? Like what is the value of Shannon Sharp in that situation, picking a fight with a guy right before a game, like when you're on the TV and everyone knows who you are,
Right.
you're in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love like what like Deion Sanders is doing so much.
Yeah.
Because it's also like I started watching that Coach Prime show this weekend.
Okay.
They're long episodes,
Yeah.
but like the dude's just like solid.
Well,
And I don't think it's fake either.
Did you hear the reason he didn't want to coach any NFL teams?
Yeah, he doesn't want to deal with high paid babies.
Yep.
I mean, those weren't his exact
That was-
words, but that's the gist of it.
Sanders came from that world.
Well, right. Yeah, he knows. He's
prime time.
But I mean, we're dealing with you got probably arguably one of the top 2 athletes all time, maybe him and Bo Jackson.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
Like I don't know I don't know who else you put in that argument.
Well,
Like just athlete, not
right.
not individual sport, just overall freak athlete.
And to go to Colorado too, you know what I'm saying?
But right, but so season 1 of that Coach Prime show is kind of following him at Jackson State and just how he talks to the guys, his expectations, like it's just the exact opposite. Like I don't think you would ever see Deion Sanders doing what Shannon did. I don't think you'll ever see it ever at all. So like even the one show I was just watching, they had Deion and it was his birthday party there, and everybody loves him because he's like doing great things for the community and all these kids and whatever. And he's like, I don't want a birthday party. Well, Master P shows up and he's like the MC of the event. Like you're just on a whole different level, right?
right.
You know, and it's really cool. Like they had an XFL combine there for all these. I think it's HBCUs, that conference that Jackson State's in.
Okay.
So they invited all those kids from those schools to this XFL deal. So you got Deion there talking about, don't look at this negatively because it's not the NFL. Like this is a huge opportunity for you guys. Here's guys that have come out of these other leagues that made the big league. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
The Rock standing right behind them. Like I don't know. That's cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you don't ever see The Rock doing that kind of crap either.
Right.
It's just
No. Yeah, it's how professional are you?
right.
And like, what are you gonna gain if that dude actually came over there? Are you really gonna punch him?
Like right, you're just gonna brawl on the NBA court.
you're-
It's going to be the Pacers versus the Pistons all over again.
All over,
right.
yeah.
I don't know. I just don't get it. But anyway, I'm gonna keep that Coach Prime show is pretty. It's on Amazon Prime.
There
I don't
was a
think there's
couple
any-
clips that we used to help motivate the team this year. It's like Prime is legit, man.
Oh, he is very legit. And how do you argue with him?
Right.
He's one of the best ever athletically ever, and he's obviously knows what he was doing.
Yeah.
Have you seen that interview with him where he talks about how that whole prime time was just a facade?
Oh yeah.
Like the whole that's really. He's like, that's not me. That's not what I'm about. But I'm an entertainer. I'm here to sell tickets, and this is part of the deal.
Well, when you watched The Last Dance, Jordan did the same thing. He's as big as Easter Island noggin. Dylan Williams says Shannon Sharp's Eagles is almost as big as the gigantic Easter Island noggin.
I don't know.
But Jordan, in The Last Dance, he did the same thing. He said that a player, like way back in the day, walked by him and just said, "Good game, Mike," after this player had a good game against Jordan. And he used that as fuel all week.
A lot.
But it turns out that the guy never said anything.
Right.
So Jordan just built this all up.
All of the greats have stories like that. Like, did you see the one, like you're into basketball, have you seen the little clip where it's Steph Curry and LeBron James talking about Kobe
No.
and how Kobe, it's out there somewhere, but it was in the Olympics.
Oh, yes, I did see
and
this.
they were like, hey,
Dwayne Wade.
his buddy, it was Dwayne Wade. Yeah, it wasn't Steph Curry, it was Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
I don't watch basketball.
I
I'm
don't-
pretty impressed. I know who any of these guys are. But it was basically about Kobe talking about, like, I know this is what play they're going to run, and I'm going to run right through this.
Yes,
MFer.
Paul Gasol.
He's like, I'm going to run right through him. And LeBron's like, man, come on. That's your teammate. You're not going to do that. Holy.
Dude, that will fire you up.
He came through and just see if you can find that one, Andy.
Yeah.
He came through that guy.
Yep.
On purpose. You know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
On purpose.
Now,
Just to set the tone. Like
if you find a clip that we're thinking of, you got it there. I mean, we've sworn on this show,
I
but
don't
these
care,
guys,
just play it.
they
I don't
just
care.
say some stuff.
Yeah, they drop a couple F-bombs.
Yeah.
It's not going to offend
They
anybody.
might say more than F-bombs.
I don't think it was anything worse than F-bombs.
Well, if you find it, Andy, you won't. It's Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant and
Kobe's not actually he doesn't talk.
no,
in
he's
it.
right. He doesn't. And then LeBron. There's a couple other players, and Paul Gasol's in it. But yeah, he's like,
man, you're going to do that. That's your teammate.
yeah, he's like, I'm
NBA teammate.
setting the precedence.
Yeah,
right
right
off
out.
the bat.
Oh, yeah. But
What
all
do
of
they
those,
call that team? Because we had the Dream Team, and then
the Dream Team was in the 80s, right?
yeah, no, the 90s,
I thought it was late in the 80s. Early 90s, whatever.
90s. But
That
then
was
they
90s.
Okay.
then they called this team something else. I can't remember. Dylan probably helped me out. They called these guys something else because that's when we stacked like when guys wanted to go play again.
When we wanted to go win.
Yeah, and you throw Kobe
That
and
whole competition thing. Again.
right.
The redeem team.
Yeah, the redeem team. Thanks, Dylan. Yeah, it was entertaining. And while Andy's looking for this, speaking of Dylan's been out doing some open water fishing. Did you see I heard there was 6 to 8 boats on the Fox River in De Pere
That
this
doesn't
weekend.
surprise me. Although I was going to say from a ice building standpoint, we had good cold weather.
Yeah.
Things should be locking up pretty good. I did talk to Glenn Kern from Battle and Bagel on Friday.
Yep.
He said he's getting a ton of calls about whether or not Battle and Bagel is going to be a thing. It's going to happen this year. He said, yeah, it's going to happen. He goes, there's plenty of ice out there. He said, you can get out. You just might not be able to drive your truck out.
Yeah. We should so tomorrow after the GOAT show, Scotty and I are headed to Bagel. We are going to film our next round of the ice reports.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I'm meeting up with Don from Sunken
Don
Dive.
Herman, yep.
Yeah, so I wonder if we should have Glenn come and maybe have a little plug for that too.
Yeah, we're actually going to be filming a documentary
on the ice.
on the ice event this year.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Everybody who watches the show now knows that before the guy who's going to film it.
Exclusive information.
Because the guy who's going to film it doesn't even know that we're doing that yet. So I'm telling him after the show.
Scott likes to watch. Scott, how do you feel about that? Any luck with Andy with that or not?
Looking.
That's fine, man. It's no big deal.
It is.
We got to get laptops in here and stuff because I mean,
mine?
no, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
You got a laptop in your hand.
I do.
I do have the browser loaded up behind that video.
I know
there.
it's okay. We'll worry about it later. It's not that important.
Yeah, it is.
But it's
it
pretty
is
cool.
It is a real badass.
It's pretty
video.
cool.
It fires you up.
Yeah. Well, it just proves that back to what we started at the very beginning of the show, that competitiveness matters.
Yo, 100%.
Right? Like
Is that the title
you can
of this
be
show?
well.
Competitiveness matters.
Well, but you can, like, I'm having this big conversation with my oldest son because he's contemplating transferring schools
yep.
for football.
Okay.
He's got a pretty good. He likes where he's at, but he's got a pretty damn good offer.
Yeah.
For what I feel maybe something a little better.
Okay.
And he's been going back and forth about. He made a bunch of friends already. Really likes the area, but he agrees that maybe this is the better environment for football.
Yep.
Type of deal. I'm not saying names on purpose because I don't want to get into it. And it comes down to that competitiveness part, right? Like, are you going to be okay playing recreationally, or do you want to compete and try to be the best?
Yep.
Well, that's where you're at. And then we got into business decisions versus personal decisions and all of these things, and it always comes back to competitiveness.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I've made a lot of decisions here over the years that I haven't liked.
Right.
Like, there's been individuals that just didn't work out that I liked as a personal level. They were awesome they were awesome guys, but just couldn't afford it, wasn't a fit,
Right.
didn't work out, whatever.
Yep.
And, as a 19-year-old, that's a hard thing to kind of come to grips with. And that's what I've been trying to coach him on, mentally making some of these decisions.
Yeah.
Would this be it? Does this
I don't
look
know.
right?
Not the
No,
one
I
I've
think
seen.
it opens up a LeBron talking.
Does Andy know who LeBron is?
Yes.
Never heard of the guy.
Yeah.
Does this seem right at all?
No.
Well, I mean, it's from this show.
This is, I guess, them talking about it, and then like here's the quote. He said, "I'm going to run right through them."
Maybe it's
Right
after.
here.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
here it is.
Okay.
Yep.
So yes. So if you go back a little bit, yeah. Okay.
Can you make this go full screen or no?
I can, but then the audio is not in sync.
Oh, okay. Well, let's work on that. Can we do that?
Sort of.
Yes, you can. You can do it. I have faith in you.
How far back you want me to go?
That's way far enough.
Yeah. You can go forward a little bit, just before like Yeah, this is good. Just roll it here once.
2 gold medal hopefuls.
Bob said he gonna set the tone to start the game. And he said,
Turn up
I'm
a
running
bit.
through Powell's fucking chest.
First play of the game, I'm running through Paul Gasol. We was like, what?
Man, you tripping. Like, that's your teammate. You tripping. You ain't about to do that.
He said, first play of the game, I know what they're gonna run, and he knew Powell's gonna be the last screen. And he said, I'm running through that motherfucker.
I swear, the first play of the game. We was like, holy shit.
He just went right to the middle of my chest, tried to get right through me to send a message. Not just to me, but to his teammates. Say, hey, this might be my brother. I play with him, we're close, but I don't care about anything else but winning.
I'm right there in front of the men's like, bow! Ooh! Yo!
He was like,
no, he ain't my teammate right now. Fucking get up. I'm like, I love this energy. This is what we need.
He was like, he did that to his teammate. Oh my God. We was like, oh, ain't no way. Ain't no way we losing this game. We about to beat the shit out of this man.
Kobe Bryant, open 3, knocks it down. Alley-oop to Kane.
Well, but that's my point, right? That's my point. Like, you got, like, a lot of people wouldn't do that. But then again, you're not Kobe Bryant. You're not one of the best ever, right?
Right.
I mean, do you classify him as one of the best ever?
100%.
You got a little tear. Is that a little tear in your eye?
That was gets me jacked up,
Right.
man.
That's my point. But that's what he was doing. He was leading his team.
Led his team.
And literally, the next best player ever, LeBron's like, ain't no way we're losing this game.
No. I mean, how do you? That is.
But when you play at that level, that's what it takes, right? And that's what I'm trying to get through to my kids is, like, you got, like, if you want to really be good at something, you got to be willing to take some chances and take some risks.
So
You just have to.
okay. Here's the deal.
Now, do you think that's cheap? I don't think that was cheap at all.
No, but I do think it should have been more than just a foul.
No, I would agree with that.
I think that's, like, in my opinion, from some of the ticky-tack BS they call nowadays, that's a flagrant foul, and he should have been ejected from that game.
You think that you get tossed for that?
100%. Because he had made no attempt to go around the screen. He went through the
He hit
screen.
him with his inside shoulder.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, and I know this is when, 2000 something,
right.
right?
Like
And
before
this is
the
when the
knees took
game
over.
before it got real weak.
Yep.
2008.
2008, thank you, Andy. But, like, okay, so we're talking about this. Now, if your son did that in a college football game, he would have been probably kicked out of that game.
I don't know about that.
I mean, if to whatever you can compare
there's-
that to football-wise,
Yeah, well, it's
or it
compared
would have
to-
been a flagrant
But comparing
foul
it to
or a-
football-wise, I've always told my kid and other kids that there are certain times where a little extra hard hit in certain situations, as long as you're not intentionally trying to hurt the guy. I'm not talking about spearing them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about if you're a step and a half late,
Yep.
and you hit that quarterback, let's say, because my kid plays D end, right?
Yep.
And it's on, and I've always told them, I said, you got to be smart about it. First quarter, their side of the field, like their side of the 40,
Yeah.
not the 50, the 40. Like,
Yep.
let's not be stupid. It's going to cost you 15 yards.
Yep.
If you come across and don't make it stupid.
Right.
But if you're a step and a half late, it might be worth that 15.
It might be.
Now, is that bad? Is that
No,
cheap
hell no,
coaching?
it's not. I told my when I coach defensive backs, I'm like, guys, if you're that far burnt, tackle the kid.
Yeah, right. 15
I'd rather
yards,
take
done.
a 15-yarder than a
100%.
touchdown all day long.
Right. So is it? To me, it's about getting in that kid's head.
Right. But he made zero attempt to go around.
No, but is that any different though than what I'm telling? I mean, honestly, no. I guarantee there's some parent out there listening to this is gonna be like, "Oh my God, that guy's a terrible coach.
Right.
Why would you ever do that?"
No,
I'm not telling
setting
you to
the
go
pace,
spear
setting
the
the
guy in the
tone. Hell
kidney.
yeah, I
I'm
appreciate
talking about hitting them hard.
Yep.
And if that official says that's late, roughing the passer, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Because you're setting a tone that he knows you're coming all day. And early in the game, right? Like, if you wait until the third quarter, too late, you're wasting your time.
No, you
I
gotta
don't want to
do it
give up
early.
that 15
Yeah.
yards. I'm talking early in the game, first quarter, set the tone.
So now let's say that you set Jimmy up for that.
Yep.
And Jimmy gets ejected. Now, do you feel bad for that?
Oh, yeah. But I know, again, if Jimmy decides to spear the kid in the back of this helmet, I'm not trying to take the kid. I'm trying to take the kid mentally out of the game, not physically out of the game.
Yeah, right.
Because
No,
that
I'm
would
not
be
saying you
crossing
are
the
trying to
line.
hurt him, but
I'm saying if the kid went rogue and did something bad like that, try to right at the kneecap or something terrible, then I wouldn't have any problems get tossed at all. But I mean, if it's a legal hit, but late, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to mentally take that kid off his game.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is exactly what it did for that team. That fired that rest of that team.
100%.
100%.
That's why I don't know if you get tossed for that. See, that's where it's close, right? That's close.
See, I'm just, and if it's nowadays NBA, they're having their powwow. I think they're kicking them out for that.
Really?
I think so because
but why? Like, I don't think that's kick-outable. Gasol got up. It wasn't
you have to make an attempt, right? You have to make an attempt to go above the screen, below the screen. In football, you have to make an attempt.
But
to try to slow up.
But what do they constitute making an attempt? Because he did he dip enough? Did he dip his shoulder a little bit?
Yeah, there was plenty of room to go above that screen. If you watch that, in my opinion,
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
It fires me up. That clip fires me up. But
right.
If it was not in the NBA or in the Olympics, I think that kids or that player's ejected from that game.
See, on the flip side,
I bet you that wasn't even a technical foul. Like I bet
probably not.
I bet you it was just probably a.
Well, what I was gonna say on the flip side is you've also got to be like on my world. I've got to be willing to coach my kids through that on the flip side.
Yeah,
which I'm understand.
Yep.
Right? Like, if I was going to howl and kick and scream because somebody did it to my quarterback, then I better not tell my kids to do that.
Correct.
Like, that's part of the game.
That is the biggest difference.
I've got a kid who's playing quarterback right now. I don't know if he will in high school or not, but I'm like, hey, sometimes you got to just man up a little bit and take a shot. Like, it's going to happen.
Tuck that lip up and just get playing football.
I just didn't want people to think I'm just some dirty whatever. I think again, we've talked about that with officiating and stuff. Like, I get that that's part of the game, right?
Yep.
Like, if I'm the other coach, I'm going to try to get my kids out of their heads, but that's my job to know that might happen,
right?
And coach them through that.
Well,
that makes sense.
And we got to wrap this up. But we were talking this weekend with my boys, and I was like, like some of the dirty crap that happened on the bottom of a pile.
Oh yeah,
and like punching and all that.
My son was telling my wife that one day, and she was like, "Really?
Oh yeah.
And you like doing this?"
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, because that's the only time you're going to be able to get away with that dirty crap. Like,
yeah. Well, and again, it's
blatant.
In an aggressive alpha male sport like football, like basketball,
yep.
You either put
like
the pressure,
slap.
Yeah, like slap. You're either putting the pressure on or you're going to get run over.
Yep.
Because if they're going to come at you and you don't stand up for yourself, they're just going to come at you all day.
And you notice, like, he just walked right by him.
Oh,
he didn't turn and walk the other way. Kobe continued to walk in his path, being like, "This is my court.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You want to score, bro? You're coming through me and the rest of us."
Competitiveness matters.
All right, so it was a good one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Monday show. Again, go over to Fix TV. Check out some of the awesome stuff that's coming up that way. We got Smallmouth Crush is on there. Matt Steffens is on there, and I know this week there will be a lot more stuff.
We're gonna add a coming soon section. I was going to talk to Lance about that today, too.
There you go, Lance.
Sorry, Lance. I did email him. In my defense, I did email him last night at like 10:30.
Okay.
It said, I think we need to put a coming soon section on here.
There
so
you go.
That is not just news right now.
And then, so I think Doug is going to be on the show Wednesday now. We're trying to solidify that.
Skyping him in, or is he going to be
Yeah,
here?
he's Skyping. He's going back to Canada. He's still guiding. He was just back down this way for shows.
Awesome.
So that's kind of why he's been kind of in or out to get a hold of.
Any news on Cody? Cody S?
Cody is going to be dropping some of his content on the Fix platform. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, Kyle and I have both
so
had
did we sway him a little bit, you think?
Oh, he loved being on here.
Did he?
He said anytime we want him.
No, but I thought before he was here, he was kind of like, I don't know.
Oh, 100%.
All right, so it helped.
100%.
All right.
Yep.
There you go.
So we should have Doug Wednesday, and Doug's a muskie fisherman, does a lot in Green Bay, plus he's a guide, so I think that's going to be a good one.
So is he guiding in Canada? Like ice?
He guides in Canada.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can't remember the lodge.
I'm assuming it's
I'm
ice.
sure we'll find out Wednesday. And then champion of the MPFL, Gary Atkins.
Friday?
We'll be here Friday.
Nice, like in person?
In
Is he bringing his
studio with
trophy?
us. Gary Atkins.
You should tell him to bring his trophy.
Both of them?
Well, at least one. At least the AOI.
Just put it right here.
Right, so I'm saying you put it right there, and I'm not going to be able to. Lance said he did see the email. See,
there you go.
Told you.
So that's kind of the lineup for this week, and then like I said, Scotty and I are heading on the road. We're gonna do Bago Tuesday, and then I think Wednesday or Thursday we're doing the Poigon run. So if anybody's at ice fishing and you see Scott and I, say hi.
And those are free, right?
Yeah, those ice reports are
ice
always
reports
free
are
on
free on Fix.
Unfixed.
So
Yep. So we don't want. I mean, like you said, safety wise, like we hopefully it's good content.
100%.
So you can go ahead and watch it over there. All right, let's wrap it up. Well, you guys have a great Monday. Hopefully we kicked your week off in the right way, getting slapped in the face with some awesome stuff. So then we will be here Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.